This is absolutely nuts, guys. The PS5 Pro could skyrocket in price up to $1,000 thanks to tariffs from our new president that's coming in. Let's talk about it. Let's hear your opinion in the comments. And first, before we do anything else, please take the time to like this video right now. I really appreciate it. I'm Laced, okay? Let's go.
Let's go.
First things first, though, go check the links down below in the video description if you want to get yourself a PS5 Pro before these tariffs come in and get it at the low price of $699. Also, check out our list of the best PlayStation accessories, whether you're getting a PS5 Pro, whether you have a PS5. All the best accessories you can get are here right now. Go check them out, and especially the LG C4. What's better than an upgrade to the PS5 Pro? It's an LG OLED or a Samsung S90 OLED, an OLED TV hands down. And if you want to support the channel and support me, consider clicking my link down below and checking out the OLED. Do your research and get yourself one because it looks amazing. Once you game on an OLED, you cannot go back to anything else. And lastly, mushroom coffee, nootropic coffee. It's got mushrooms in it, not the ones that make you go crazy, but mushrooms, nootropic mushrooms with a crap ton of health benefits. Here they are. Here, use my link down below for some amazing coffee, month supply. You get a free starter kit with a frother, with a scoop, and with a bunch of cool things. It boosts your energy, elevates your mood, gut health, improves sleep, and manages stress. I drink it every day. I don't make money off it. I just get a little kickback towards my next order. I drink this every day. It's amazing. Try it at least once. You will not regret it. So as you know, last week we had an election here in the US and a certain candidate won. I'm not political. I'm honestly indifferent about it all. So no politics in the chat, please. But that's up to you. If you want to get into politics in the chat, you can. Just know that I don't have a horse in the race, all right? I mean, I do because I live here, but also I don't care who wins, really. I'm sure it's going to work out. I just know my stocks will win up this week, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, anyways, as you know, Mr. Trump has been talking about tariffs. He basically wants to put America first. I think that's a good thing. I mean, who doesn't want to put America first, right? If you live in America, you want America to do better. Do the best it can, and I think that's what every candidate wants, right, who's running for election. But anyways, one way of doing that and getting the upper hand on a lot of other countries out there is by imposing tariffs, basically saying anything that's shipped into the US, they're basically going to impose a 20%, 30%, 100% fee on top of it, basically to encourage manufacturers like Sony, PlayStation, Apple, Microsoft, Samsung to build factories in the US, to create jobs in the US. I think, obviously it has its good sides. Manufacturing comes back to the US. I don't think that'd be a bad thing, right? Who wouldn't agree with that? More jobs in the US, more manufacturing in the US. Obviously, maybe prices might come up though as a result of that because of US salaries being a little bit higher than most other places in the world. But at the same time, in a lot of these cases, tariffs hurt the consumers, the people that buy the products, right? Because if let's say Sony tries to ship in a PS5 from China to the US, and Mr. Trump here says, okay, we're going to add everything from China, gets 100% tariff. The PS5 goes from PS5 Pro goes from $799 to $1,400. Or not $799, $700. It goes from $700 to $1,400, right? And Sony is going to be like, no, we're not going to sell it for half the price. We're just going to up the price to $1,400, and then us buyers that want a PS5 Pro will have to pay $1,400 for it. So it hurts us. It doesn't hurt the other country, but it does kind of put fire under the company's ass. If they're not selling them for $1,400, they're going to try and make the PS5s in the US, and obviously that's Mr. Trump's thinking here, right? So anyways, console prices could skyrocket by 40%. I'm sorry to give you a economics lecture here, but console prices could skyrocket by 40% due to Donald Trump's victory. Tariffs could make a PS5 Pro cost up to $1,000, experts say. Donald Trump has once again won the presidency of the United States and has some gamers worried. The president has previously targeted this form of entertainment, but the current concern is different. Some of his decisions could drastically raise the prices of consoles and other gaming hardware. During his campaign, the controversial politician and businessman made several promises, one of which involves the Chinese market, one of the largest in the world. Donald Trump stated that if he won, he would impose a 60% base tariff on imports from China, and that means 60% on everything coming from China, from your iPhone, from your toilet bidet, from your basically everything's made in China. So if that does go through, I could see things going up in price significantly. I don't know. I don't think the companies aren't going to swallow the tariff cost, are they? yeah, I don't really have an opinion on this. I can see the pros and cons of it from his perspective, but at the end of the day, we'll potentially be paying more money for things, and that's why console gamers are kind of worried. So if you're going to buy a console right now, go buy it now before the tariffs hit. So as expected, this measure would immediately impact the price of various consumer products, including a wide range of electronics such as consoles. Experts painted a concerning scenario, claiming that the PS5 Pro could cost up to $1,000, and that's if it's a 60% tariff. If he does a full 100% tariff, it could be up to $1,400 for the PS5 Pro. So like I said, if you're going to buy PS5 Pro and you're worried about the tariffs, then you might want to buy it now. Use my link down below if you are. But yeah, according to experts, tariffs on Chinese imports would affect the cost of laptops, which would see prices increase by nearly 50%. Gamers have also have reasons to be concerned as consoles could experience a similar increase. It's estimated that prices could rise by about 40%. From Trump's perspective, the fixed tax rate would help boost the US manufacturing industry. However, it would impact the prices of products from China. In response, the Consumer Technology Association conducted a study to simulate and measure the potential impact of a 60% base tariff on electronics like consoles, computers, smartphones, and more. Across the board, the tariffs will cause significant price increases for the US consumer. The study concluded that the measure would have an immediate impact on prices for all Chinese imports in the US. As a result, the increase would affect other markets as the price hike would be passed on to consumers. According to the calculations, the high-end graphics card would jump from $900 to $1,300, while monitors and PCs would see approximate increases of $109 USD to $74 USD respectively. Across the board, tariffs will cause significant price increases for the US consumer, stated the Consumer Technology Association regarding Trump's measure, which may go into effect when he takes office. He says he's criticized video games, as have all politicians, to be honest. Targeted them in 2019 for a specific reason: the mass shootings that took place in several locations across the United States. I don't think he's serious. I think obviously he's old. He thinks that video games are the reason why people shoot up schools and stuff like that. I don't agree. Mental health is the main reason, not video games. That's like saying, take cars away from people because car crashes happen, right? It just doesn't make sense. And one thing you have to think about, I think Ishar might be in the right place. He wants US manufacturing to have a boom. He wants, the US economy to grow bigger and get better. But tariffs ultimately do get passed on to the consumer. And even if Sony did decide, hey, we're going to make all the PS5 Pros in the US, to set up the facilities to do that would take years, right? He's only going to be president for 4 years. So if he does impose worldwide tariffs over everyone, I mean, it's one thing threatening to impose a tariff on a country to get your way or to have leverage. That's one thing. Fair enough. He's done it in the past, used that leverage to get his way. But if he does go ahead with it and does impose tariffs, like a base tariff of 60% on all products coming from China, it's us consumers that are going to be paying that price. And like I said, yes, eventually over the long term, it might force companies like Sony, Apple to move manufacturing facilities away from China into the US, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But things like that take years of planning, years of just the infrastructure to do that and to get people trained to make stuff in that quantity, right? I think the US has started, declined in recent decades in terms of manufacturing. Less people are going into engineering, less people are building things, less things are getting built in the US. So to expect all that to come back in 4 years, it's just a little bit crazy. So I think for everyone's sake, I hope these tariffs don't go into effect. I mean, sure, he could threaten them. He could do whatever he wants, frankly, because he's president. But I hope it doesn't come to that, because obviously at the end of the day, it's not going to be these companies that are going to be paying it. It's going to be us. But at the same time, if we take a stand and we say we're not going to buy the PS5 Pro for $1,400, then these companies will have no choice but to lower the price and take the brunt of the tariffs. I don't know. But either way, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. It's a pretty hotly debated, heated subject. It's not something I want to go into. I'm not big into politics, honestly. I just hate politics across the board. I just hate the division, hate the toxicity, just hate everyone arguing. I mean, I missed a time when we could all have a difference in opinion without hating each other's guts, Do you miss that day? You miss those days? The 90s? The early 2000s, when politics was like background noise? No one really paid attention. And now, all of a sudden, families are breaking apart. Friends are, we're losing friends, fighting over politics and differences of opinion. It it's a crappy time. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think the PS5 Pro could go up to 1,000? Could go up to 1,400? Let me know. And would you buy it if it did? Let me know. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. I'm Blaze2K. Like I said, go check out our links to the best, the ultimate, the best list of PlayStation and PlayStation 5 Pro accessories. Even if you don't have a PS5 Pro, at least check out some of the things on this list. I've got all the PS5 stuff. Even like if you're a PlayStation gamer and you just want to stay up to date on all the new PS5 stuff that's cool, just bookmark the page, click the follow, click the heart button, whatever, and check on it every now and again, just as your resource for all the official PlayStation goodies, as well as cool new cool accessories that I highly recommend, like the best headset you can get, the best racing wheel and pedals you can get, at least medium range, like budget prices. I'm not putting anything too crazy up here, but yeah, LG OLEDs are the bomb. Do your research. I recommend you get one if you want the best out of gaming. They're just fantastic. And try to remember, come back to my video and click my link. I got a small kickback, affiliate revenue. It really helps out the channel, helps out me. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. I love you. Oh, and before I go again, I just want to remind you about Everyday Dose coffee. It's fantastic. I drink it every day. It gives me a real boost in the morning. It doesn't give me a coffee crash, helps with anxiety, helps with stress. It's got all these sorts of things. It's basically coffee on steroids. It's fantastic, and you can get your first month for just 25 bucks, and it comes with a free star kit. It is fantastic. Try it at least 1 month, see how it helps you, and yeah, let me know in the comments if you did, and use my link down below. Thank you. Bye.
Let's go.